Good morning, everyone. We'll continue here in the words of the Horowitz in the Sefer HaMitzvos HaKotzar. This is Mitzvahs Lo Yisaseh, the negative commandment, Tzadi Aleph 91. Shaloi levashel basar b'cholav. You're not allowed to cook meat in milk. The famous prohibition of the cheeseburger and the like. Shenema, like it says in the Torah, Lo yisavashel gedi b'chalev imay. Do not cook a gedi, a goat, in its mother's milk. That is the pasuk, that is the verse in the Torah that speaks about not mixing milk and meat. A person who cooks meat and milk together, kezayis mishtein, an olive's worth from each one, loike, he gets lashes. Even if he didn't eat it. Eating it is another prohibition. However, just cooking it together, you have already transgressed. And you're not allowed, after you cooked it, you're not allowed to get any pleasure from it. Cannot derive any benefit. It actually needs to be buried, has to be disposed of. Even the ashes, if you burnt it up, even the ashes you're not allowed to get any benefit from at all. Now, v'dafka b'sar behema tahira, b'chalei behema tahira. This is, specifically this prohibition is when you have the meat of a kosher animal together with the milk of a kosher animal. So you have cows, you have a hamburger that is cooked together with cheese from a cow. So therefore you have cow meat and cow meat. Those are both kosher animals, obviously. Or you have cow meat and it has goat cheese on the top. Those are two kosher animals. So that is what it means not to cook the kid with the mother's milk, not to cook milk and meat together. Even a nevela, which we explained, is the animal that dies over there of natural causes, which did not die of shchita, but you ended up using that meat and you cooked it together with milk. If you ended up taking that meat and you cooked it together with milk, you're not going to get malchus, you get lashes as a result. But if you took a kosher animal, you took a cow, you took his meat, and you cooked it together with milk that's from an animal that's tamei. You took camel milk and you boiled your cow meat inside of there. Or you took the camel meat and you ended up putting some cheese on top of it that was from kosher cheese from a cow. Or you took the meat of a chaya, of a more wild animal, but a kosher wild animal, or kosher birds, and you cook that together with milk. So in reality, says the Horowitz, that is really allowed to cook such a thing. Chicken and milk is allowed to be cooked. That's not the prohibition that we have in the Torah over here. But even if you'd be allowed to cook it, I'm not recommending that you do, but you're not transgressing a prohibition. Nevertheless, to eat these things, you have your chicken fillet sandwich with cheese on top of it. The prohibition of cooking the kid in the mother's milk does not exist on there because that's talking about a behema, about an animal. This is a chicken. Nevertheless, the Chazal came along and said you're not going to be allowed to eat that. This is something that exists everywhere all the time. Men and women are both obligated in this halacha. Tomorrow we're going to see the halacha of what happens if you did cook the kid in the mother's milk, then what about eating the food afterwards? We'll see that prohibition tomorrow. Be'ez Hashem. Have a wonderful day.